Through his appearances on Nightline, my next guest became one of the first faces of Glasnost. Now he has written a book about the attempted coup in the Soviet Union last year. It's called Eyewitness, and this is Vladimir Pozner. Folks, please welcome. So, Vladimir, Russia, what happened, babe?
Russia happened. Russia happened. Instead of the Soviet Union, there's now a country called Russia.
I know. I'm back in the EUNN. It seems so odd over here. I know that many people have a grasp on this, but the layman in this country almost is amazed that all of a sudden there's no Soviet Union. I think that's so weird to all of us. Like, it was there, and then they got really weird, and now it's not there anymore. Where were you when you found out about it? Give me the events of your day.
Well, when the Soviet Union, when the coup.
Yeah.
Coup, I was in Moscow.
Oh, you're right.
I was right there, and it was very scary, believe me. I mean, have you ever been up close to a tank when it's coming at you?
Yeah, but I'd rather not talk about it. It's this peccadillo of mine. No, I haven't, but obviously...
Believe me, it's very scary. And the fact that anyone, let alone 75,000 people, would actually stand up and face tanks and say, we will not let you through, I think is just the most amazing, wonderful thing. And that's what brought about the disappearance of the Soviet Union, the appearance of this new country.
All right. Now, what... You at one point were pro-Gorbachev, right?
Well, I still am. I mean, he's a great, great man
Yes.
who will go down in history for doing great things. He also botched many things. He also appointed those 8 men who led the coup. He rammed them through Parliament. He made people vote for them. So he's responsible, which doesn't take away from the fact that he was a great man.
Yeah, in some ways, do you think that he knew the things he was putting into motion would eventually lead to his decline?
No, I don't think anyone ever knows those things. No. He thought he knew more than he knew, and that also didn't help him. He was a little bit cocksure.
Right.
It happens to some people.
Well, when you have
the
omnipotent power in any particular country,
right.
Yeah, you tend to get a little weird. It happened to Diana Ross, too. Now, what's your take on Yeltsin? He's kind of had a rebirth, hasn't he, to some extent, Yeltsin? It seems
well,
like...
considering that Gorbachev called him a political cadaver, I'd say he's had a rebirth. He certainly has. Yes, you know, he's a courageous man. He's a leader. He's someone who's willing to take responsibility. He's willing to do unpopular things if he thinks they're right, and he doesn't beat around the bush. No pun intended here.
Right.
Nor
taken.
No, okay. And I think at the same time, he's not a very democratic man. He clearly admits that. But he's a leader.
Yeah. For God's sakes, I feel so sorry for those people over there. You still reside there. How bleak is it, for God's sakes? Is it Ethiopian, or is there enough food to eat? Or?
Well, it's not even that there's enough. Let me just give you one example. A pound of ham costs about half of a worker's monthly wage. Now, all right, people aren't eating ham. You can do without ham. A pound of cheese costs about a third of a worker's wage. It's just gone right through the roof, and people don't understand what's happening to them, and they don't understand why it's happening, and they're wondering if the world really cares. And that makes it really very tough.
Are we sending them good stuff? Or I read some reports that some of the stuff we're sending, the medical supplies, is outmoded, or is that true? Or?
You know, there are two ways to look at this. There's a humanitarian aid, when people from their heart are sending what they can, and that's wonderful.
Yes.
It's not going to be enough.
Right.
There has to be something like a Marshall Plan.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be a government, and it's not just U.S., it's Japan, it's England, it's all of them. It should be aimed at really trying to see to it that the reforms work. Because if they don't, we're going to get some kind of David Duke. I mean, I don't know, you said this crowd is kind of David Duke-ish?
No, I was teasing. Teasing.
But I'm teasing too, but what I want to say is we have our David Dukes who are very dangerous.
Right.
And if they ever come to power, it's going to be a disaster for just about everyone.
Do they wear red sheets? We'll be right back after this. Vladimir Pozner. Thank you, Vladimir. Welcome back. Real quickly, Vladimir, one thing that's on everybody's mind over here, obviously, is you got those weapons tucked away, don't you, babe?
They're tucked away, and as long as we stay democratic, they're okay. But if we don't, then that's where the trouble starts.
Mm-hmm. Well, how many republics over there are there missile bases in now?
Four.
Four.
Ukraine,
Okay.
Belarus, Kazakhstan, and the big one, Russia.
Which one's closest to Studio City?
I would say probably Russia.
All right, talk to him for me. I'm a nice guy. I'd like to thank my guests tonight. Vladimir, thanks for coming on. Vladimir, Chris Conley, Ricky Lee Jones, and Bruce Dern. Thank you, kids. Good night, teenagers.